Wine did her work the whole day. She made a decision. She was not going to get ready. He was her boss at work. He couldn't order her around out of work. When the clock struck 8, she stood in her room looking at herself in the mirror, wearing the best dress she had. Wine, you said you were not going to get ready. She rolled her eyes at herself. It was not something expensive like the ladies who visited the Jones worn, but it was the best one she had. His text popped up on the screen letting her know he was outside waiting for her in her car. Oddly enough, it felt quite domestic and beautiful. She left the mansion quietly and sat in the Mercedes avoiding eye contact. But he did what he did always, stared at her like she was the only person who mattered to him. Jungkook, you look pretty. He drove off, leaving her with pink cheeks over a simple compliment. Wyan, where are we going? Jungkook, for dinner. Wyan, why? Jungkook, because I want to know something. And because you refuse to tell me yourself, I'm going to stick to you. Unless you tell me. Wyan, tell you what? Jungkook, you were avoiding me? She looked at him dumbfounded. He was not serious, right? She scoffed and looked ahead, completely speechless. Wyan, why do you care if I was avoiding you or not? As long as I got my work done, that's all you should care about. Jungkook, I don't care if you got the work done or not, as long as you're not avoiding me or appear in front of me with red eyes. Wyan, did anyone ever told you you're so complicated? Jungkook, I get that a lot. Wyan, makes sense. She mumbled, and he stopped the car in front of a restaurant Wyan has visited a lot of times before. She guessed he would take her to one of the expensive places he visits. However, it was not a luxurious restaurant at all, and as much as Wyan dreaded visiting an expensive place that would make her so uncomfortable, she was too glad to see a familiar place. Wyan, have you eaten here before? I love this place. Jungkook, you mentioned it once. I always wanted to try. He held open the car door for her like a gentleman. Did he listen to her talks with this much attention? As the two stepped inside, the lady owner greeted Wyan with such a happy hug. Lady, oh dear, who is this handsome? Is he your boyfriend? Oh, you make such a lovely couple. Wyan widened her eyes, and as she was about to clear it, Jungkook wrapped his arm around her shoulder. Jungkook, thank you. I give her the credits of being lovely. The lady chuckled and teased Wine a little before guiding them to a table and left. Wine had pink cheeks, yet she glared at Jungkook. Wine, why would you lie to her? Jungkook, it was half a lie. I believe we would really look lovely if we become a couple. God, he was making things hard. He grabbed the menu, going through the options. Jungkook, alright, what is good here? You said you come here often. Wine guided him through the menu, and the two ordered up for the meal. Wine, I won't come next time. I'll only take your order when it comes to work, not outside that. Jungkook, I know a few ways of deduction. Wine choked on her water instantly, putting the glass down, and coughed out. Wine, what? You can't joke like this. Jungkook, I wonder what gives you the impression that I am joking, Miss Wine. Wine, I don't understand your motive. Why do you even care if I ignore you, or avoid you, or spend time with you, or anything of that sort? We are nothing. Jungkook, that was your idea too. Wine, what? She asked quietly while Jungkook's eyes were deeply staring into hers. They held so many emotions, yet his face was expressionless. It was making it hard for her to stay on her guard. If he continued this, she might break. Jungkook, that we are nothing. Was not it your idea to call our time spent together a mistake and pretend that it never happened? Unfortunately, I have a great memory to forget something huge like that. Mine's expression fell. That fire inside of her dimmed down, and the pain returned in those eyes. Why? Why are you bringing that again? Jungkook, again? It was a mistake for you, but it was not for me. For the past 1.5 months since that night, I've been trying to find ways to change your mind, but all I received was denial. From your actions, all the while, your eyes told a different story. Jungkook, your eyes told me your stories. How they lit up every time I was around, how they were happy to do as small thing as wiping my sweat or serving me milk. Yet, you never accepted it. But now, this is the way I'm going to get my answers. Forcefully. Why? There's only one answer. You are a John, and I am just a maid. We cannot exist together. Jungkook, is that all? Is that why you called it a mistake? Wine looked away, took a deep breath, and grabbed the chopsticks. Wine, have your meal before it gets cold. The look on Jungkook's face was nothing but disbelief. He grabbed her wrist and dragged her outside, leaving a hefty sum on the table. Wine, it won't solve anything. Jungkook, give me my answer. Do you think it was going to affect me? Why do you think I slept with you if I cared about those things? Was I not able to convey my intentions properly? Ryan, it doesn't matter what we want, what I want. The fact I'm just a maid and you're out of my league will never change. Your mother is never going to accept someone like me, and if she ever found out, she will fire me. I don't have a place to go, so please don't make it any more hard for me than it already is. Jungkook, did you once think of talking it out with me? I was going to win you over, no matter what, no matter how many of our moments you called a mistake, or how many of them you decided to pretend they never happened. At the end, I was going to win you over. Jungkook, I knew. I knew there was something in between us. You attracted me like I attracted you. But I never knew you were running away only because of a status difference. Vine, it's a small thing for you, not me. She cried. His every word was only making it more painful for her. The more hope she got, the more it was painful. Vine, don't give me hope. Don't make it painful for me. Jungkook held her arms and looked in her teary eyes, stepping closer to her. Jungkook, tell me you want me. Tell me you have feelings for me. Tell me the truth. He cupped her cheeks and she closed her eyes. Why was the universe so cruel? The father of her child wanting to be with her so desperately. But she knew it was impossible. She knew the kind of woman his mother was. Vine, please, don't make it hard for me. Jungkook, Mom doesn't have a problem with whoever I marry. She told me that herself. Moreover, I'll move out as soon as I marry. My parents have built a separate villa for me. Vine, what? Is she really okay with it? She gets annoyed if she sees someone wearing a brand she doesn't like, and she will accept me. Jungkook, there's a difference between that someone and you. You are marrying me, not her. I decide the brands you wear, not her. Mr. Yoon saw you visiting a gynecologist. She gulped and froze on her spot, wondering how much he knew. Jungkook, that baby. He is mine, right? Why? How? Jungkook, he saw you, so I had someone look into it. Tell me, why? Were you going to hide it from me forever? Her eyes filled up with guilt as she looked down. It was a terrible thing to do, and she knew it too, but her fear took the best of her. Ryan, I'm sorry. I was so scared that you or your family would accept him. I was scared if anyone tried to hurt him. I just wanted to protect my child. I'm so sorry. You deserve to know. Fine. I really like you, Jungkook, but I thought I would never have you. All this time, I've been trying to avoid you, but my heart wouldn't listen. You're right. Every time I saw you, I would become so happy that it was alarming. Jungkook, you should have told me, Wine. He jerked her a little before he pulled her in his embrace. Wine suddenly started to cry. All that fear and burden was lifted off her shoulders. Jungkook, it's okay. I understand. But never hide anything from me again. We will raise him together. Wine, I'm sorry. I had no right to hide this. I was so scared. Jungkook, hey, stop crying. It will affect the baby. I've got you both now. It's okay. He cupped her cheeks and wiped her tears, telling her everything was fine until she stopped crying. Jungkook, don't cry again. I don't want my girl to be sad. Ryan, I'm not your girl. You didn't even ask me out. He cleared his throat and stepped back. Jungkook, my lady, the one I adore so much, the mother of my child, will you be mine? He extended his hand, which she took. With her red nose and puffed cheeks, she looked so cute. Jungkook thought he might die of a heart problem. He pulled her in his embrace again, wiping her cheeks, and closed his eyes. He swore it was one difficult task to make her his, and he was going to make sure he gave his everything in treating his woman right and raising his child well to make the most out of it.